The Rockies have been struggling lately. They're 18-23 on the year. Giants are now 18-24. So there was quite a separation just a couple weeks ago when the Rockies swept the Giants in San Francisco. But now, Rockies in third, Giants very close to them in fourth place in the division. Jon Gray will get the call for the Rockies today, trying to put an end to a 6-game losing streak. Ninth start of the year, 2-5 his record. 42 innings, 30 strikeouts against 15 walks, 43 hits allowed. It's a 5.14 ERA for Jon Gray. Through those first 8 starts of the season, a 138 whip as well. He's going to be opposed by lefty Drew Smyly today, and it's been a while since the Rockies have seen a left-handed pitcher start against them, so that could perhaps break up the monotony a little bit. Wilmer Flores, batting .258 on the year, leads things off against Gray. First pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Mentioned 18-23 for the Rockies, just hanging on to third place in the NL West right now. Padres and Dodgers in first and second place. Diamondbacks have dropped down to last place in the division. But Rockies have not been doing themselves any favors lately. There's a line drive towards center field. Coming in on this one is Dahl. He's going to have to play it on a hop. That's a leadoff single for Wilmer Flores here in the top of the first. And Steven Duggar will be the batter. Center fielder for the Giants. First pitch from Gray is swung on and missed. Good 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Gray. Duggar on the year batting .246, 1 home run, 9 runs batted in. .703 his OPS. Gray's 0-1 pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Duggar 1 for 4 with a double in yesterday's ball game. Giants have taken the first 2 of this series. Only hope for the Rockies is to split as they continue their struggles at home playing at Coors Field. Duggar swings and chops one foul, and he will stay alive. Nothing but strikes through the first 5 pitches for Jon Gray. There's a swing and a miss. He got him on strikes, and that is out number 1. Good curveball from Gray gets Duggar swinging. First strikeout of the day is the first out of this ball game for Jon Gray. And Hunter Pence will be the batter. .299 average for him. First pitch is taken for a strike. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. We mentioned Gray has just been pouring in strikes, yet to throw a pitch outside of the zone. Pence not doing quite as well as he was when the Rockies were in San Francisco, when he was leading the National League in runs batted in. Still quite good, though, that .299 average. 1 for 3 with a base hit in yesterday's ball game. There's the first miss of the day for Gray. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Gray peeks over his shoulder and delivers a 1-1. It's inside hitter's count now on Hunter Pence. Gray comes set. And the 2-1. That is low. 3 balls and a strike. Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck. He's also cooled off since we last saw him in San Francisco. Elias Diaz behind the plate today. It's a left-handed pitcher on the mound for San Francisco, batting well over .500 against lefties as Diaz in a small sample. Pence fouls one out of play. It's a full count. The longtime Giants outfielder had a brief spell with the Rangers last year. Pitches low ball 4, he walked him. And a couple men on now for Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval has 14 runs batted in. That ranks 5th on the Giants. 5 homers, .257 batting average, and a .429 slugging percentage for the Panda. First pitch from Gray here is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Sandoval, good numbers against Gray in his career. 6 hits and 16 at-bats. .375 batting average that comes out to. The 0-1 is taken in the dirt. And it'll get away from Diaz, allowing the runners to advance up to second and third base. And that'll be a wild pitch. So runners on second and third with one out now. The first run of the ball game, potential run of the ball game, is 90 feet away with one out. Pablo Sandoval has got a 1-1 count. Flores at third, Pence at second. And there's a check swing into pitch low. Sandoval did not go. He's got a hitter's count now. Two one from Gray is swung on and skied towards deep center field. Dahl's going back on this one. He's at the track, and he will watch it sail over the center field wall. That's a 3-run home run for Pablo Sandoval, and early on, the Giants have a 3-0 lead. 6th homer of the season for Sandoval. And Gabe Kapler has to be happy with the way his club has started things tonight. 431 feet, 101.8 mile per hour exit velocity for Sandoval. And quickly 3-0 Giants in Game 3. Giants have already taken the first 2 games. See that very majestic blast to straightaway center field off the bat of Pablo Sandoval. Could tell when Dahl was just turning around and he was on a dead sprint trying to chase that one down, but it was out of his reach. Alex Dickerson takes first pitch strike. He's hitting .276 on the year. 5 homers, that ranks 4th on the Giants. 15 runs batted in and an .817 OPS for Dickerson. Gray from the windup now. His 0-1 pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. Quickly 0-2 on Dickerson. Not playing yesterday's ball game. A couple days ago had a couple runs scored in that game. 0-2 pitch is swung on and knocked down by Murphy, and he will flip to Gray covering for out number 2. Let's take a look at the rest of the lineup now for the Giants. Wilmer Flores, Steven Duggar, Hunter Pence, Pablo Sandoval, Alex Dickerson. We saw 1 through 5 already. Batting 6th at first base. Brandon Belt back in there. He got the day off yesterday. Batting 7th, catcher Buster Posey. Batting 8th, the shortstop Brandon Crawford also got the day off yesterday after homering in the first game of this series. And then Drew Smiley, the starting pitcher, will bat 9th. Here's Brandon Belt, 243 on the year. Scored a couple runs in the ball game on Monday. He's on a 7-game hitting streak, 243, 5 homers, 13 runs driven in, 722 OPS for him. The Giants' longtime first baseman. And the 0-1 from Gray is taken outside. Gray shakes off once and gets the sign he likes. Into his motion, wind up in the 1-1 is way inside. That one's going to get to bounce back to the backstop, and it's a 2-1 count, hitter's count on Brandon Belt. That slider did not hit the location Gray was hoping it would. Gray's 2-1 pitch is a strike at the knees. 23 pitches in this first inning, not all that economical. 15 of them have been strikes for John Gray. And he's hoping just one more will be all he needs against Brandon Belt. And that one's inside, full count now. Buster Posey waiting on deck should Belt keep things going. Already 3-0 Giants after the 3-run home run by the Panda Pablo Sandoval. And Rockies, like they have so many times on this homestand, are going to have to play from behind early on. Pitches high, and Brandon Belt draws a 2-out walk on that 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Gray. And the number 7 hitter, Buster Posey, will bat here in the first inning. Posey has started all 3 games of this series so far. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. 218, 2 home runs, 5 driven in. Does have a solid 328 on-base percentage, so he's been drawing his walks. Posey not quite the offensive presence he once was, though. And the National League Most Valuable Player Award in 2012 was competing with Ryan Braun. And first pitch is way inside, ball 1. Posey has been handled by Gray, 3 for 16 with 5 strikeouts in his career. That's only a 188 batting average. Gray hoping for more of the same in this matchup. Gray comes set, and his 1-0 delivery is swung on and lined into center field, a base hit. Couple runners aboard now. Belt and Posey with 2 outs, and the number 8 batter will come up. It is Brandon Crawford, only hitting .184 on the year, did homer in the first game of this series Monday. .28th pitch of this first inning from Gray is in there for a called strike. Nothing wrong with the velocity from Gray today, frequently hitting the upper 90s, close to the century mark. And an 0-1 delivery to Crawford is going to miss outside. Slider that time. Is 2 for 4 in the game Monday. One of those hits a home run, a 2-run shot to deep right field. 1-1 pitch to Crawford is just a bit inside. Now it's a hitter's count on the shortstop for the Giants, Brandon Crawford. Donovan Solano played short yesterday. And Evan Longoria got in there at first base for Belt yesterday. 2-1 is a strike on the outside corner. Now once more, Gray is a pitch away from getting out of this first inning, up over 30 pitches now. Just struggles at home, pitching and offense as well for the Rockies, and it's hard to make sense of it. They're playing very well on the road, at least to start the year. Swing and a miss. Gray gets Crawford on strikes, and that will put an end to this top of the first inning, but not before Pablo Sandoval, Giants' third baseman, hits a 3-run shot to straightaway center field, and San Francisco is on the board first. It's 3-0. Drew Smyly making his 9th start of the year for the Giants. 2-4 his record, so they haven't been scoring a whole lot of runs for him. 47 2/3 innings, 42 strikeouts, 18 walks. Very solid 3.21 ERA, 130 is his whip, 44 hits allowed, and hopefully facing a lefty starter for the first time in a while will be what the Rockies need to get things going. David Dahl leads things off. Quite a stretch for Dahl, 10-game hitting streak, .278, a .339 on-base percentage now on the year, 4 home runs. And a lefty-on-lefty matchup will kick things off for the Rockies. First pitch from Smyly is taken for a strike. Giants are 18-24, 4th place in the National League West. They are really creeping close to the Rockies right now, and they did not look that way at all when the Rockies swept the Giants in San Francisco just a couple weeks ago. Now very close together in the standings. 0-1 coming to Dahl is swung on and skied toward shallow center field. Duggar coming in, and he will make the catch for out number 1. Rest of the lineup for the Rockies: batting second, the shortstop Trevor Story; batting third in right field, Charlie Blackmon; batting cleanup as always, the third baseman Nolan Arenado; batting fifth, the first baseman Daniel Murphy; batting sixth at second base, Ryan McMahon. Then against the lefties, left fielder Ian Desmond and catcher Elias Diaz get in there at 7th and 8th respectively. And your starting pitcher John Gray bats 9th. Trevor Story will bat very good against lefties, .265 average on the year. First pitch misses inside, ball 1. Rockies hitters do very well against lefties, have in their career, and it's not just righties like Story and Arenado who are some of the best in the game at hitting lefties, but Blackmon and Dahl have hit well against lefties as well. In fact, Ryan McMahon has had reverse splits in his career as well as this year. Line drive towards right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. 1-out single for Trevor Story here in the bottom of the first as the Rockies try to answer back after the 3-run shot by Pablo Sandoval to kick off scoring in the top half of this inning. Charlie Blackmon will now be the batter. Good speed on first base, Trevor Story. And a lefty-on-lefty matchup once more. Blackmon hitting .309 on the year as Story induces a throw. It's a nice piece of opposite field hitting for Trevor Story. And the first pitch to Blackmon is swung on and chopped foul. Smyly from the stretch looks over towards first base where Story is and delivers an 0-1. That's outside, ball 1. Blackmon 6 for his last 10 at the plate. That's a .600 batting average. So he is seeing the ball well right now. Looks like a beach ball when it comes up to the plate. That's swung on and lined right off the glove of the first baseman Belt. And Blackmon is going to reach. Story moves up to second base. That'll be an error on the first baseman Belt. Gabe Kapler wonders what happened there. And that's going to put a couple men on now for Nolan Arenado. 314, 388 on base percentage, 11 homers, 31 driven in for the perennial Gold Glove winner, and really become a perennial Silver Slugger candidate as well, though Anthony Rendon of the Nationals took home that honor last year. Luckily, he's not in the National League anymore, now playing with the Angels after signing a very long-term deal with them. First pitch to Arenado is swung on and missed.
No ball, 1 strike.
2 home runs over the last 7 games Arenado has played in. Very solid numbers as usual. He swings and grounds one towards short, to second for 1, Crawford, and back to first. That's a 6-4-3 double play, and that will retire the side. It's a nice night in Colorado. We're through an inning of play. It's 3-0 San Francisco. The 9-1-2 hitters are due up for the Giants.
Leading off for the Giants.
Giants starter Drew Smyly leads things off in the top of the second inning. John Gray at 32 pitches in that first. He will try to have a more efficient inning here. First pitch swing and a miss from Smyly. First year with the Giants for Smyly, previous time with the Tigers, Phillies, Rangers, and also with the Cubs in his career. Ground ball hit weakly to third base. Arenado up with the ball, has a lot of time, and that's out number 1. That'll give us an opportunity to look at the Rockies defense left to right in the outfield. Ian Desmond in there against a lefty today. David Dahl in center, Charlie Blackmon in right. Infield corners, Nolan Arenado and Daniel Murphy. Up the middle, your double play combination, Trevor Story and Ryan McMahon. And the battery is the catcher, Elias Diaz, and the starting pitcher, John Gray. Lineup will turn over for Wilmer Flores. Got a base hit his first time up. First pitch here is inside, ball 1. Singled and scored in that first inning did Flores. Very solid 345 on base percentage for him. He's been leading off on occasion. Did not lead off in yesterday's ball game, though. 1-0 pitch is swung on and chopped right back to Gray. Throws to first, and that's out number 2. So far, it's been a much quicker inning for Gray. Only has thrown 4 pitches to the first 2 batters. Now he'll face Steven Duggar, who struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Coming up in the bottom of the second, we'll talk about an article at the Denver Post from Patrick Saunders about, it's titled, MLB's 5-round draft is another blow for minor league baseball. Big league owners want savings now in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the bottom half of this inning. 1 for 6 for Duggar in his career against Gray. The 0-1 delivery is just a bit outside. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and popped up foul territory. That's out of play towards the seats. Gray into his motion, the windup and the 1-2. Swung on and lined towards right center field. Blackmon got a bad read on it. It's going to be over his head and off the wall. Duggar will cruise into second base with a 2-out double here in the top of the second. First 2 outs came quickly for Gray. Now the 4th double of the year for Steven Duggar keeps things going for the Giants here in the second. And Hunter Pence will get another at-bat. First official at-bat of the day. Drew a walk in his first plate appearance. First pitch is a strike at the knees. Pence came around to score as well on the 3-run home run by Pablo Sandoval that kicked open the scoring. Still .299 average on the year for Pence. And he takes one that misses just off the plate. Former Astro, former Philly Hunter Pence was a 2nd-round pick in the 2004 draft. Same draft as Ian Desmond when he went to the Expos. Pitch outside. Hitters count now on Hunter Pence. That slider misses. The 2-1 is in there for a called strike. And the Gray Wolf is hungry. Last time, Gray matched up against Sonny Gray in a battle of the Grays. It's a 3-run home run off the bat of Freddie Galvis, who did it to all the Rockies pitchers, it seemed like, in that series against the Reds. Were the only runs that Gray gave up, and that was enough to give the Reds the win. 3-2 is the final. Pablo Sandoval once again waiting on deck, as the count is full on Hunter Pence. Could do without seeing Sandoval with a couple runners on base again. Gray has thrown 45 pitches, now through 1 2/3 innings. The pitch to Pence is swung on and weakly chopped foul at the plate. Gray gets the sign he likes, looks towards second base, and delivers a 3-2. That one's high, and a couple runners on for Pablo Sandoval. Same story as the first inning. Gray has now thrown 47 pitches here through 1 2/3. Allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts, so he's not been helping himself in terms of those base on balls. And Pablo Sandoval, the 3-run home run his first time up, will bat. 264, 316 on base percentage, and 778 OPS for Sandoval to kick off his 2020 campaign. Back with the Giants, did spend a brief period of time with the Red Sox in between his 2 stints with San Francisco, and it was better for both parties, the Red Sox and Sandoval. I would say that Sandoval has returned to San Francisco. 7 for 17 now against Gray is Sandoval. A handful of runs batted in as well. Picked up 3 more in the top of the first inning with his 3-run shot to straightaway center field. The 0-1 from Gray is swung on and pulled foul. Quickly 0-2 now on Sandoval. Next pitch will be the 50th of the day for Gray, and we're not out of the second inning yet. That one's in the dirt and swung on and missed by Sandoval. The throw down is offline, but Murphy will get back to step on the bag in time. Gray gets out of trouble. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-0 Giants. Murphy, McMahon, Desmond due up for the Rockies. Daniel Murphy leads off the bottom of the second inning. 293, 353 on base percentage for Murphy. 2 home runs, 15 runs batted in. That ranks 5th place on the Rockies. And Drew Smiley back out for a second inning of work. Much more efficient pitch count for him. Only needed 9 in that first inning. Got helped out by a double play off the bat of Nolan Arenado. Flare towards shallow left center. That will be caught and run down by Steven Duggar. Now let's look at the Giants defense. Left to right in the outfield, we have Steven Duggar and Alex Dickerson's playing center. In right field, Hunter Pence. Infield corners, Pablo Sandoval, Brandon Belt. Up the middle, that double play combination, Brandon Crawford and Wilmer Flores and Buster Posey, the catcher, and Drew Smiley, the pitcher. Ryan McMahon will bat, lefty-on-lefty matchup. 247 on the year for McMahon. First pitch is swung on and missed. So Patrick Saunders had an article at the Denver Post about seismic changes coming to minor league baseball, and those are being accelerated by the coronavirus pandemic. It was announced back on Friday that Major League Baseball will cut its amateur draft this year from 40 rounds to just 5. The hope was it could just go down to 10 rounds instead of as low as 5, but the owner's desires went out. And eliminating the 6th through 10th rounds will save teams a combined $29,578,100 as McMahon strikes out on 3 pitches. That's only a savings of about $1 million per team. Many front office officials across baseball objected to the plan, and many GMs and player development personnel argue that the draft offers a solid bang for their buck over the long haul, Saunders writes. The owners, however, are looking for savings now. The new plan will allow teams to sign an unlimited number of undrafted players for $20,000. They're expecting to hold the draft on June 10. So chopping down the draft coincides with the proposed elimination of 25% of minor league teams. There's been significant criticism of that, and there should be, I would say. Colorado Springs-based Rocky Mountain Vibes are a rookie league affiliate of the Brewers that could be one of the teams eliminated, along with Lancaster Jethawks and Grand Junction Rockies in the Rockies organization. Chris Phillips is the president of the Colorado Vibes, and he said it would be a tragedy if that were to happen. Because everything that minor league baseball does is entrenched in engaging with the community. And it doesn't just affect the Colorado Springs community, but multiply that by 42 across the country. It's a big deal. And really cutting out the amount of minor league teams in Colorado. Just the Rockies, the major league team. Desmond swings and misses. He's looking at a full count now. Attendance at minor league games last year is more than 41.5 million. That was a 2.6% increase over 2018. It was the 15th consecutive year with more than 40 million fans, but major league owners, including Dick Monfort of the Rockies, say major change is necessary to ensure professional-grade facilities for all minor league players, reduce travel by reorganizing leagues by geography, and to improve compensation, accommodations, and amenities for minor league players. 3-2 to Desmond is swung on and ripped towards left. That's going to hook foul. And it has been a problem, player salary in the minor leagues. Of course, a lot of major league players not struggling for the amount of money they're earning and all, but barely at minimum wage, if that. In some cases, it has been for minor league players. And unfortunately, the solution seems to be we'll just cut back on the number of teams instead of deciding to pay the minor leaguers more. So quite a situation there is there. 3-2 pitch coming to Desmond is swung on and shot foul. This will be at least a 10-pitch plate appearance for Desmond. So fewer players will elect to begin a professional career for just a $20,000 signing bonus. And I'm not positive where I read this, but I read somewhere, I forget who said this, and I really wish I could remember who it was, but they said, this is a message to kids that after Little League, you should pick another sport. Strike 3 call. Desmond goes down on strikes, and that'll retire the side after he puts up quite a plate appearance. It's 3-0 Giants going to the third. Third inning, John Gray out for a third inning of work. He's at 50 pitches. Alex Dickerson will bat. He's 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. And first pitch of the third from Gray is taken for a strike. Dickerson has struggled in his career against Gray, though a small sample, 2 for 10 in his appearances against the Gray Wolf. A 1 pitch is swung on and fouled back quickly. 0-2 on Dickerson. Well, from talking about the minors, we'll talk about the majors now. Patrick Saunders again had an article for the Denver Post about how Rockies players are preparing for spring training 2.0 because right now when and where that'll happen remains unclear. It could be Coors Field for the second spring training camp. There's been talk of having players attend that second spring training in their home ballparks. There's a pitch high. June 10 right now is being talked about as a possible target date for spring training 2.0. July 1 is targeted as the tentative opening day of the season. You'll notice the words targeted and tentative. Fly ball to deep center field, but Dahl will run it down for out number 1.
The first baseman, number 9, Brandon Belt.
Brandon Belt, the batter, drew a walk in his first plate appearance. All Rockies players who were interviewed for this said they were ready to go when they get the call. Trevor Story, Nolan Arenado, John Gray. Gray said he doesn't think it would take him very long to be ready to pitch 6 or 7 innings in a game. It's 2 or 3 weeks to get ready, and that sounds like about what they will get. It's really warm in Scottsdale right now. When we talk about Salt River Fields at Talking Stick, if that's where the players are to return to spring training. There's a reason they play the games in Arizona and Florida in the spring, though. It gets quite hot, especially in Arizona. It's already over 100 degrees in Scottsdale these days, so that could be a determining factor. Right now, a lot of Rockies players are in the Denver area working out at Coors Field anyway. And the Cardinals are a team that say plans for a camp at both their spring training sites at Jupiter and also at Busch Stadium in St. Louis are being considered. As Belt grounds out for out number 2, McNann makes the play.
The catcher, number 28, Buster.
The good thing is that playing, for them at least, they said playing at Busch Stadium is appealing because it would centralize workouts and gets the team home as soon as possible. However, having just one field as opposed to several practice fields available at the Cardinals spring training home in Jupiter would require practices to take place in shifts. So that's another concern with what's going to happen if there's no minor league baseball, and it's looking like that's more and more to be likely, no minor league baseball in 2020. There's a fly ball towards left field. Desmond going back on this one. He's at the track, he's looking up, and that ball is gone. Home run for Buster Posey makes it 4-0 Giants. Third home run of the year for Posey. Second home run of the day off John Gray. Estimated distance 393 feet, 97 mile per hour exit velocity off the bat of the Giants catcher. So just to finish up that point on what's going to happen if there's no minor league season, well, teams are certainly going to, they don't want the minor league players, especially the ones that need a lot of time for development, to just not play at all. I mean, there's always the chance of playing on the backfields out of their spring training complexes. That's what could happen if the Rockies are playing maybe in their major league stadium at Coors Field, and the rest of baseball as well, that the minor leaguers could go over to the team's spring training facilities and continue their workouts there, but it's not quite the same as in-game action. Brandon Crawford takes the pitch inside, 1-1 strike. So, yeah, a lot of concern there, but certainly we're going to see we already were planning on the 26-man rosters to go into effect, and it's looking like almost a certainty that there will be more than that, maybe looking like 30 or potentially even more on the active roster. So that's going to help things out a bit in terms of allowing some of those minor leaguers who would have started the year in AAA to get their at-bats. Drew Smiley will bat 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. And he swings and pulls one foul. And that one's low, 1-1 strike.
Playing 11, 1 strike.
And swing and a miss for strike 2. Next pitch will be the 69th of the day for Jon Gray. When we come back, we'll talk about the latest on baseball's plan to return from Ken Rosenthal of the Athletics. Swing and a miss. Smiley goes down on strikes, and that will retire the side, but Buster Posey extends the Giants' lead with a home run, the second of the day for the Giants. It's 4-0 San Francisco, headed to the bottom of the third. Rockies right now, in terms of their rankings across the National League and in all of baseball in offense, they're last in the National League in terms of on-base percentage right now, so last in stolen bases, last in the majors in stolen bases, 24th in baseball in batting average. Rockies have really cooled down after a very good stretch for them, and they haven't been doing poorly, especially 1 through 6 in the order. They've really turned it on all at the same time. Elias Diaz leads things off against Drew Smiley. First pitch misses inside. Diaz, former Pittsburgh Pirate out of Venezuela, hits really good against lefties, has to start the year. Not just Kyle Freeland's personal catcher anymore. He's getting the starts against lefties now. And that pitch is a strike on the inside part of the inside corner. Diaz not so sure. So nothing is official in terms of baseball's return just yet. Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic had an article a handful of days ago now about what the plan is right now. This is what the league would like to do, and that would be a regular season beginning in early July consisting of approximately 80 games. Number might not be exactly. They're talking, 78, 82 maybe. The schedule would be regionalized. Teams would face opponents only from their own division in the same geographic division in the opposite league. So an NL East club, for example, would face teams only from the NL East and AL East. There's a line drive down the left field line. That's a foul ball into the corner. A 78-game schedule might look like this. 4 3-game series against each division opponent and 2 3-game series against each non-division opponent. And teams would open in as many home parks as possible. Even New York could potentially play in early July, and that's the major league city hardest hit by the coronavirus. Toronto also might open by then, though non-essential travel between the U.S. and Canada is restricted through at least May 21 right now, and all travelers to Canada are subject to a mandatory 14-day quarantine. Teams unable to open in their cities temporarily would relocate either to their spring training sites or major league parks in other parts of the country. The same would apply to Spring Training 2.0 if the league decides to use mostly home parks as opposed to returning to Florida and Arizona. Not all clubs agree they should train in their home parks, believing spring locales offer a less densely populated, more controlled environment as Diaz strikes out for out number 1. Third strikeout of the day for Drew Smiley. In terms of playoffs, expanded playoffs are expected to increase from 5 to 7 games in each league. Under this plan, the team with the best record in each league would receive a bye in the wild card round and advance to the division series. The 2 other division winners in wild card with the best record would face the bottom 3 wild cards in the best of 3 wild card round. Because games, at least initially, will be played without fans, the players would be asked to accept a further reduction in pay, most likely by agreeing to a set percentage of revenues for this season only. That's something that's going to be tough to deal with, because we've heard Tony Clark, the union, head of the union for the MLB Players Association, say that is something that's not going to be negotiated anymore. The players have already taken a pay cut. So we'll see where that goes. It was in March when the players agreed to a prorated salary for the shortened season. Salaries covering the regular season only, and then postseason shares based upon gate receipts. If the players agreed to a set percentage of revenue, they also would share any additional national TV money generated during the postseason. The idea behind such a plan from the league's perspective would be to protect the players and owners against the economic uncertainty created by the virus. So what happens if the players don't make such a concession? Well, league officials say they will spend more on players' salaries than they would earn in revenue for every incremental regular season game played without fans. Gray grounds one in front of the plate. Posey throws down to first to complete the strikeout. Not a strikeout, but Posey completes the play for out number 2. This is kind of wild. I was talking about how many people we talk about on the roster, and according to Rosenthal, an expanded roster of as many as 45 to 50 players is expected. The parties would also need to determine medical protocols, for instance, how they would react if a player becomes infected with the coronavirus. So, preferred blueprint is in place. And that is what we know at this time. All swings and fouls are not a play. And Smiley's 0-2 delivery is swung on and pulled in the air towards right field. Over towards the line is Pence, and still in fair territory, he will make the catch, and that'll retire the side. After 3 innings, it's 4-0 Giants. They have their top of the order due up.
Leading off for San Francisco, the second baseman.
Wilmer Flores 1 for 2 in this ball game, leads off the 4th inning against John Gray. First pitch misses inside, ball 1. 40 hits on the year for today. The leadoff batter, Wilmer Flores. That's second place on the Giants. Hunter Pence has had quite a few base hits. 1-0 pitch is going to miss low. Interesting article from Craig Calcaterra of NBC Sports. And according to his source, he's hearing there is, quote, going to be a war if owners seek further player salary reductions.
No.
Pitch inside, 3 balls and a strike. No strikes, and Steven Duggar is waiting on deck. And that anger stems primarily from the fact that the players and owners already had a deal in place. And we mentioned that one back in March. And I'll let you decide your own portion of this issue. I won't offer my own opinion or say any way to think on this. But it's interesting. There was that agreement in March, and then there was part of that agreement was also to lay the foundation for the reduction in the size of the amateur draft. So after doing those 2 things, which do hurt the players, there seems to be a desire for further concessions among Major League Baseball and the owners. Revenue sharing plan is a possibility for 2020. Evan Drellich of The Athletic reported that. And players are not happy. The union not happy as well, as you can imagine. And it's mostly because, again, there was already a deal in place. And players are the ones who will be taking all of the health risks by playing during a healthy pandemic. Most of them. I mean, you go with the rest of the staff, ballpark staff as well.
Ball. Playing 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Umpires a concern as well. Swing and a miss. Gray gets Duggar on strikes.
Now batting.
As we take a look at our Road to the Show report. The Isotopes, Josh Fuentes has been tearing the cover off the ball. Last 10 games hitting .583. Though the Topes did lose to the Chihuahuas the other day. Hunter Pence will bat. Still looking for that first at-bat of the day. He's had 2 plate appearances and a couple of walks in the first and second inning, setting the stage for Pablo Sandoval in the first inning to hit a 3-run home run. Gray got Sandoval in the second inning, however. 1-0 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards right field. Long run for Blackmon, but he's got it in range. He'll make the catch in front of the track, and that's out number 2.
Now batting, the third baseman,
Pablo Sandoval, 1 for 2, hit that 3-run home run back in the first inning, his 6th of the year. Bill Baer of NBC Sports continued on the trajectory that Craig Calcaterra, I don't know, that what he initially wrote as Sandoval grounds one to first base. We'll talk more about what could happen between Major League Baseball and what they'll say about why they shouldn't have to pay the full salaries to their players in the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Giants. Trevor Story leads off the bottom of the 4th inning, 4-0 San Francisco. Base hit for Story the opposite way his first time up when Story and Blackmon both got on base. And then Arenado grounded into a double play to end the inning back in that first inning. So this is from Bill Baer of NBC Sports. Gate-related revenue makes up 51% of total revenues for Major League Baseball. The percentage is 40% for MLB at large. MLB set a new year-over-year revenue record for the 17th consecutive year in 2019 that reached $10.7 billion. And Baer presents a hypothetical, which is very reasonable, that could be another revenue record for 2020 of $11 billion if there's a situation where no coronavirus pandemic occurs. It is really reasonable. And 40% of $11 billion is $4.4 billion. So he writes, as Story grounds on foul, the league stands to lose $4.4 billion in revenues this year if no games are played. It also still stands to gain $6.6 billion in other revenues. The league and its individual team owners will still be making money, as Story grounds out to the shortstop Crawford. And especially if it still has half a season, even if they don't admit fans, just not as much as it otherwise would have in a non-pandemic year. Billionaires will still be billionaires during and after all of this is what the gist of what Baer is saying here. And it all comes against the backdrop of the collective bargaining agreement expiring on December 1st, 2021. The relationship between the union and ownership was already tense due to the issues that existed well before the pandemic, such as stagnant free agency and service time manipulation. We saw that case Chris Bryant and the Cubs went to. Bryant lost that case this offseason about the service time there. Pitch outside, ball 1.
20-12, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball.
Outside, count evens at 2.
Playing 2-2.
And there's a swing and a line drive, base hit into right field. What a stretch for Charlie Blackmon right now. Hitting the ball very hard. It's his first hit of the day as he reached on an error on a very hard hit ball, but it went off the glove of the first baseman Belt. And Nolan Arenado will get another opportunity, grounded into the double play his first time up. 973 OPS on the year for the talented Rockies third baseman. Of course, the reason we're not playing baseball in 2020 is not due to labor disputes like caused issues in 1981, 1994, and 1995. This is a whole new animal. Just swinging a foul out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nolan Arenado. One's down and in. Hitter's count now on Nolan Arenado, who has hit the Giants very well in his career. And that misses just a bit outside. 3 balls and a strike. Daniel Murphy is waiting on deck. Swinging a foul towards the Rockies dugout. Arenado playing with his teammates in there. Full count now. Was swinging a line drive right to the shortstop, Brandon Crawford. Little flare off the bat of Arenado. That's out number 2. And that will leave it up to Daniel Murphy.
The first baseman, number 9, Daniel Murphy.
There's also been hearing from Jim Bowden of The Athletic and Joel Sherman of the New York Post that the league is also looking to use a designated hitter in both leagues. Part of that is to protect pitchers who will have to ramp up to pitch a shortened second spring. I don't mind that. I know it's risky to say that when we're looking at a couple National League teams here. I'm sure. I guess it helps that the Rockies aren't one of the original teams. They were a team that came around in the DH era, even though the National League is where they play. As Murphy takes the pitch high, but I certainly wouldn't mind the DH. There was an article at Fangraphs a few days ago that showed projected value for teams, National League teams, if they were to add the DH, and the Rockies actually were one of the biggest gainers in terms of value, but then they look at the teams, the overall value they expect to get from all of National League, and the Rockies were still towards the bottom, even though they're expected to add the most value. 2-2 pitch to Murphy is swung on and ripped towards right field. Coming in on this one is Pence. He'll make the catch, and that'll retire the side. We're through 4 innings of play. It's still 4-0 Giants. Fifth inning, Alex Dickerson leads things off, 0 for 2 on the day. John Gray out for a 5th inning of work, trying to get through a couple more innings or so here after throwing 50 pitches through 2. Alex Dickerson has struggled in his career against Gray, 2 for 11. And swing and a miss, quickly 0-2 on Dickerson. A couple of home runs allowed by John Gray today, and that has really been his undoing for much of the year. Just a couple swings of the bats have done it to him, and unfortunately, you can live with the solo shots, but 3-run home run for Pablo Sandoval today and a solo home run for Buster Posey. In his last start, it was a 3-run home run to Freddie Galvis from Gray that ended up being what the final runs needed for the Reds as they won that game 3-2. 1-2 pitch to Dickerson is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Gray doing a good job of striking batters out. That's his 6th strikeout of the day, with 1 out in the 5th.
The first baseman, number 9, Brandon Belt.
5th inning, so we'll check some scores around baseball. 6-5 Cubs beat the Brewers today. So Brandon Belt will bat. Josh Hader gets his 2nd loss of the year. Looks like a walk-off happened there. Brock Holt hit his 7th home run of the season for Milwaukee. And Steven Souza Jr. hit his 2nd home run as a Chicago Cub, former Diamondback. Mets beat the D-backs 4-0. And D-backs continue to really struggle. Marcus Stroman gets the win. And Robbie Ray is 6th loss. He's now 2-6. Marcus Stroman pitched a complete game shutout, 7 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed only. Nick Ahmed got one of those hits. 7-5 White Sox beat the Padres, so that's good news for the Rockies. Ground ball to second base. McMahon makes the play for out number 2. Kirby Yates gets the loss, so he's now 0-2 on the year. Eloy Jimenez hit his 4th home run of the season for Chicago. Manny Machado hit home run number 9 for the Padres in a losing cause. Buster Posey will be the batter. 8th inning, Phillies lead the Dodgers 3-1. Thank you, Phillies. Bryce Harper has hit a home run for Philadelphia. First pitch is in the dirt to Posey. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. 2 for 2 on the day. One of those hits a solo home run. And there's a swing and a high fly ball to shallow right field. Blackmon coming in. He will make the catch, and that'll retire the side. Good fifth inning for Jon Gray. He's gotten better as the day has gone on. We go to the bottom of the fifth. McMahon, Desmond, Diaz. The lefty Smiley on the mound. Those are three hitters who really hit lefties well. Hopefully that'll get something going when we return. Rockies manager Bud Black talking it over with one of his coaches in the dugout. Jon Gray has gotten stronger as the day has gone on. Rockies offense really needs to come to life. Ryan McMahon struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 245 in the year, 331 on base percentage. Very good 896 OPS is buoyed by that very good slugging percentage to start the year. Lots of power for Ryan McMahon. Hasn't hit a home run in a little while, though. Good against lefties in his career. Reverse splits. First pitch is from Smiley is a strike on the outside corner. 29 runs batted in on the year for McMahon. That ranks second on the Rockies. It's a swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 on McMahon. He struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. More scores around baseball. Nationals and Angels are tied at 2 in the second. More interleague action for them. Anthony Rendon, we mentioned earlier, as an RBI. 0-2 pitch coming to McMahon is taken low and away.
Playing 12, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And outside count evens at 2. Smiley into his motion, windup and the 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. McMahon strikes out for the second time today against Smiley. It's the 4th K of the day for Drew Smiley.
The left fielder, number 20, Ian.
And Ian Desmond will be the batter. Had a very lengthy plate appearance his first time up, ended up getting called out on strikes. A plate appearance that went over 10 pitches. Braves lead the Red Sox 9-0 right now. Good day for the Atlanta offense. Desmond 0 for 2 in the series. Has not been starting a whole lot lately. Looks like they will try to just get him in there against lefties nowadays. 69th pitch of the day coming from Drew Smiley. And it's taken just a bit off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Desmond's sitting on 1,457 career hits across parts of 11 seasons. And a 1-1 is swung on and lined into center field, ripped up the middle by Ian Desmond, and we'll see if that can get something going now for the Rockies, who have not had a whole lot of traffic on the base paths today. Another really solid, hard hit ball off a lefty for the righty hitting Ian Desmond, who has hit lefties very well in his entire career, including his Rockies career. Even when he has struggled against righties, he has still hit very well against lefties as a member of the Rockies. Elias Diaz struck out his first time up, 1 for 4 in the series, as Dinger encourages the crowd to get on its feet and encourage the Rockies offense to get going. He is 0 for 1 on the day. He hits lefties well. Smiley's first pitch after taking a look towards Desmond at first is taken for a strike. Diaz 3 for his last 9 at the plate. Has not been getting a whole lot of playing time lately. Walters is still the primary catcher. Here's an 0-1 from Smiley, and it's taken inside.
1-1.
From the set position now is Smiley. Looks over towards Desmond at first, and his 1-1 is swung on and ripped towards left field. That's a base hit. A couple of really hard hit balls from Diaz and Desmond, and now we'll see if we get a pinch hitter here for Jon Gray. Bud Black might not want to waste this opportunity to get some offense. And we will have a pinch hitter. It is Chris Owings. Jon Gray going 5 innings today. And after that 3-run home run by Pablo Sandoval in the first, 5 innings ended up being a pretty good outcome for Gray. Owings batting .211 on the year, has a very solid on-base percentage, well over the .333 mark. And first pitch from Smiley here is swung on and chopped foul. .690 OPS, mostly again thanks to that higher OBP for Owings. He's driven in a couple runs on the year, still looking for that first home run as a Rocky. This would be quite a time for it. 0-1 pitch is swung on and ripped towards left field. That's a fair ball towards the corner. Desmond will score. Diaz on his way to third. And he will be held up there. RBI pinch hit double for Chris Owings, puts the Rockies on the board. Desmond scores, and it is 4-1 Giants. Fourth double of the year for Owings, and a couple runners aboard now for David Dahl. A couple runners in scoring position as Smiley now at 75 pitches. Kurt Young, the pitching coach for the Giants, went out to have a word with Smiley. And now David Dahl 0 for 2 on the day, looking to get his first hit here. This would be quite a spot for it. First pitch, swing and a miss.
No ball. 1 strike.
0 for 2 on the day is Dahl. He's flied out a couple times. 275, 335 on base percentage, 462 slugging for the Rockies center fielder, who's finally putting things together after a really slow start to the year. The lefty-on-lefty matchup in 0-1 is swung on and missed quickly. 0-2 on Dahl, batting .323 on the year with runners in scoring position. And the 0-2 is taken outside with a changeup.
It's Wayne 12. 1-2.
And the 1-2 swung on and lifted in the air towards right center field. Coming in on this one is Pence, and the runners will have to hold. And that's out number 2. Trevor Story will be the batter now. And to get things going with 2 outs now. 1 for 2 base hit his first time up. 268 with a 333 on base on the year for Story. 858 OPS, slugging over 500. Solid single the other way in his first at bat of the ball game. Swings and chops one foul at the plate here. 4 triples on the year for Story. That would be quite a sight right now. Ranks first place in the National League. 0-1 is swung on and lines right to the second baseman Flores, and that'll retire the side. Rockies get a run thanks to the RBI pinch hit double from Chris Owings. It is 4-1 Giants going to the 6th.
Ladies and gentlemen,
New pitcher for the Rockies is going to be Jake McGee as Chris Owings pinch hit for John Gray, going 5 innings today. McGee has started to struggle. It was a really good start to the year, but now his ERA is just up over 6. Thanks to a couple really poor outings, Jeff Hoffman and James Pazos, righty and lefty respectively, are warming up in the bullpen for the Rockies. And first pitch from McGee is taken low.
That's the ball.
You can see Hoffman, righty on the left, and Pazos, lefty on the right. Hoffman, long reliever for the Rockies, but Bud Black hoping he will not have to use him. Hopefully Jake McGee will be able to send this game to the bottom of the 6th without allowing any runs. Line drive off the bat of Crawford is going to hook foul to the seats. Crawford 0 for 1 on the day. That swung on and ripped towards right field. Blackman going back on this one, and that ball is going to be gone. A home run. 6th homer of the year for Brandon Crawford, 2nd of this series. He's really enjoyed hitting at Coors Field. And that's going to extend the lead for the Giants. It's now a 5-1 lead for them. And the crowd will be quieted once more. 392 feet off the bat for Crawford. Takes McGee deep in a lefty-on-lefty matchup, and Drew Smiley will get a chance to bat again. Knew that one was not going to be playable. The only question is if it was high enough to get out of here, and it was. Drew Smiley 0 for 2 on the day, another lefty-on-lefty matchup. Hopefully this one easier for McGee, the starting pitcher for the Giants. And there's a swing and a ground ball hit towards short. Story up with the ball, throws to first, and that is out number 1. Highest team ERA entering play. This isn't good. Giants are on the list. Oh, the Rockies, I guess, is what we should pay attention to. They have the worst ERA in baseball right now at 5.15. Brewers, Padres, Diamondbacks. So a few of the several, all except the Dodgers are in the bottom 5 or 6 in terms of team ERA. Wilmer Flores 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch from McGee is swung on and grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. Over to cut it off is Dahl, and that will hold Flores to a 1-out single here in the 6th. ERA has been climbing for the Rockies as we look at the Giants' team leaders in terms of hits. Wilmer Flores is second to Hunter Pence, as we mentioned earlier, 46th and 41. Brandon Belt has 33, Mikey Ostremski 30, Pablo Sandoval 28, and Evan Longoria and Buster Posey both have 26. Rockies in danger of falling down to 4th place in the NL West for the first time this year, frequently hanging around the 3rd place mark, but have been in 2nd for a good portion of the year. Steven Duggar 1 for 3, hit a double back in the 2nd inning, .250 average on the year. As McGee tries to get around another lefty, it's a strike, and it's quickly 0-2 on Duggar. McGee comes set. His 0-2 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow center field. Going out is McMahon, the second baseman. He will make the catch for out number 2.
The right fielder, number 8.
Good pitch that time from McGee.
Hank.
We got Duggar reaching out for that one, and Hunter Pence will be the batter. 0 for 1 has drawn a couple walks, .297 of the .351 on base percentage on the year for the Giants right fielder, batting 3rd these days. Another righty for McGee to get through, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled back over the screen. 46 hits, we mentioned, ranks 1st place on the Giants for Pence. Wilmer Flores coming after him. He's on first base right now. Leadoff hitter today. And the 0-1 pitch to Pence is swung on and ripped. And that's a nice catch by Nolan Arenado. That will retire the side. We'll take a look at that one more time. Very nice effort. Sometimes in real time on the show they don't look like they're that much of a web gem, but they are. And it's the bottom of the 6th, and Charlie Blackmon will lead things off against Drew Smiley out for a 6th inning of work. Sean Anderson and Handel Gustave are up in the bullpen for the Giants. Blackmon 1 for 2, got a base hit in the 4th inning. It's Blackmon, Arenado, and then Murphy trying to get something going against Smiley here in the bottom of the 6th. Rockies did break through for their first run of the ball game in the bottom of the 5th. Thanks to a pinch hit RBI double from Chris Owings. And the 1-0 is on the outside corner for a called strike. We can see Anderson and Gustave, both righties, up in the Giants' bullpen. Very good start for Johnny Cueto yesterday. Nearly went the distance. Another good start for Smiley today. Ground ball hit towards first base. Nice pick by Belt. Takes it himself for out number 1. And Nolan Arenado will be the batter and made that nice play to end the top of the 6th. Still looking to get things going on offense today as grounded into a double play and lined out. Did have a couple hits in over the course of the first 2 games of this series, one of which was a double. Not quite what we're used to seeing from Arenado against the Giants. Swinging a flare towards shallow right field that's going to drop foul harmlessly. Arenado's 2nd round pick when he was originally drafted by the Rockies. 0-1 pitch coming from Smiley is swung on and grounded foul down the left field line. And quickly 0-2 on Arenado after return to the plate and see another pitch. And here it is. Way inside that, hit Arenado, and he'll be a 1-out base runner. Arenado not too pleased about that.
Now batting.
Square in the upper part of the shoulder, it looked like. Arenado's okay. And Daniel Murphy will try to avenge him. Murphy has put the ball in the air twice for outs today. He's 0 for 2. As Wandy Peralta has started to warm in the bullpen alongside Sean Anderson. Gustave has sat down. Murphy 0 for 2. First pitch from Smiley is taken outside, ball 1. 15 doubles on the year for Daniel Murphy. Rockies still are one of the leading clubs in terms of doubles. David Dahl has 20. Murphy ranks third on the team. 1-0 pitch coming from Smiley is swung on and fouled out of play. Smiley shakes off, then gets the sign he likes from the stretch. His 1-1 pitch to Murphy is taken on the outside corner for a called strike. 90 pitches now for Smiley. This could very well be his last inning of work. It's very effective today, and that's certainly a quality outing for him. 1-2 pitch coming to Murphy is grounded up the middle. Off the glove of Smiley, picks it up, throws to first, and got him. Arenado will advance to second base. He's there with 2 outs. And Ryan McMahon will be the batter. He has struggled against Smiley today, 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts swinging. Smiley shakes once, then comes set. Looks towards second base briefly, then delivers. Pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. McMahon was 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts in yesterday's ball game as well. So he may be starting to fight it at the plate a little bit right now. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Quickly 0-2 again is Ryan McMahon, who has already struck out twice today. And outside ball 1. McMahon just has not looked comfortable against Smiley, though he has against most lefties. There's a pitch outside, count evens at 2. Smiley has certainly been worth the very small contract he signed with the Giants here in 2020. McMahon swings and lines one towards right field. Going back on this one is Pence. He's got a long way to go, but in front of the track he will get there to make the catch. McMahon gave it a ride, but that will retire the side. We go to the 7th. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Giants. They lead this ball game 5-1.
Complete.
Jeff Hoffman will try to eat up a couple innings for the Rockies. They trail at 5-1. 34 2/3 innings on the year for Hoffman. 5.45 ERA, 28 strikeouts against 11 walks. Righties and lefties have both hit between 276 and 281 against him. Jairo Diaz and James Pazos both up in the Rockies bullpen in case their services are required. Pablo Sandoval leads things off 1 for 7 in the series. The one hit was a big one. It came in the first inning of this ball game. It was a 3-run home run to get things scoring. Kicked off the scoring. Giants took a 3-0 lead over John Gray. First pitch from Hoffman is a strike. A 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Rockies in danger of losing their 7th straight game here tonight. A 1 pitch to Sandoval is taken outside ball 1. There's a swing and a ground ball hit towards short. Story makes the play. And has plenty of time with Pablo Sandoval running for out number 1.
The center fielder, number 12,
Alex Dickerson will be the batter. He is 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out his last time up. That was in the 5th. 267, 347, 444, his triple slash on the year. The slash line of average on-base percentage and slugging percentage. Dickerson, 2 hits and 5 at-bats, a very small sample in his career against Jeff Hoffman, who delivers a 1-0 pitch. Outside ball 2. 2-0 delivery is swung on and pulled foul. 2-1, a hitter's count for Alex Dickerson. Got the day off yesterday, back in there in center today. Steven Duggar played center yesterday, he's in left today.
No, that's the ball.
Pitch misses low, 3 balls and a strike. Brandon Belt is waiting on deck. Seventh inning, 5-1 Giants. The pitch is swung on and pulled foul. Well, Rockies, after sweeping the Tigers on the road, then got swept by the Reds, and now are in danger of losing a 3rd game in this 4-game series to the Giants. Dickerson strikes out against Hoffman. Just need to get some offense going in the latter innings, and offense has been tough to come by. Still 3 innings to get 4 runs. Well, they'll need more than 4 to win this game. Pitch inside to Brandon Belt, ball 1. Belt drew a walk back in the first inning, otherwise 0 for 2 today. 239 on the year, 5 homers, 13 runs batted in. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Jeff Hoffman in for his first inning of work. First pitch, 1-0 pitch, is taken high 2-0. 95-mile-an-hour fastball that time from Hoffman. Gets the sign he likes from Diaz and delivers. That one's a strike. Two-one pitch. Down and in, 3 balls into strike. Buster Posey, already homered today, is waiting on deck. And outside ball 4, he walked him. 2-out walk to Brandon Belt will bring up Buster Posey. Home runs today from Pablo Sandoval, Brandon Crawford, and Buster Posey. The 2012 Giants are doing it again. Posey 2 for 3, a home run, single, RBI on the day, 4 for 11 in the series. Giants do like to keep their stars, and they have a very likable team. I know many Rockies fans may very well disagree with that, but Posey, Crawford, Belt, they're very dedicated to their community in San Francisco. Ground ball back to the mound. Hoffman will throw to first, and that will retire the side. 7th inning stretch time, Corey Schembri will sing "Take Me Out" to the ballgame for us, and Rockies offense will try to get things going in the bottom of the 7th. We'll have Desmond Diaz and then probably a pinch hitter due up. 5-1 Giants.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Double switch time for Giants manager Gabe Kapler. Who is a part of it? Well, we'll find out. The pitcher now, it's Sean Anderson. 21 innings, 1.29 ERA, 18 strikeouts, 6 walks. Really good against lefties, not as good against righties. 20th game of the year.
Anderson. Now playing first base and batting 9. Number 10.
Evan Longoria is going to take over at first base. He'll bat 9th in the order. So the day is done for Brandon Belt. Ian Desmond 1 for 2 in this ball game. A very solid single his last time up. First pitch from Anderson is taken for a strike. To his motion, the windup in the 0-1 pitch is swung on and chopped foul. Quickly 0-2 on Desmond, facing a righty for the first time today. We like to mention that Desmond hits much better against lefties than righties, but he would certainly like to get going against righties. He doesn't like hearing that. He knows there's plenty in his tank that he can hit against more than just lefties. Swinging a ground ball hit up the middle into center field. A base hit. There's a hit against a righty. Leadoff single here in the bottom of the 7th for Ian Desmond as the Rockies try to get things going. Second hit of the day for Desmond. Elias Diaz will be the batter. He has a hit today. Handel Gustave is again up in the bullpen along with Wandy Peralta. 1 for 2 on the day for Diaz. First pitch is taken outside, ball 1. Base hit in the 5th inning for Diaz. 291 average on the year, 0 home run, 4 runs batted in. One 0 pitch is in there for a called strike right down the middle with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Desmond over there at first base. Still has some speed, not sure if he'll be running though. Would certainly like to get him home though. 1-1 from Anderson is just a bit outside. Hitter's count now on Elias Diaz. Jeff Hoffman is on deck. We'll likely see a pinch hitter for him though. 2-1 is swung on and ripped towards third base. The second for 1 and back to first. That is a 5-4-3 around the horn double play started by Pablo Sandoval.
Now batting, the pitcher,
And we're going to have the pinch hitter, Raimel Tapia, will come in.
Number 15.
Only 148 on the year. Tapia is really struggling in 2020. First pitch is just a bit outside, ball 1. Well, unfortunate to see that leadoff single by Ian Desmond quickly being turned into 2 outs. 4 runs batted in on the year for Tapia, still looking for his first long ball. 1-0 coming from Anderson is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Bud Black wondering what has happened to his offense and his pitching in this homestand. Really struggling in the 4-game sweep against the Reds. And now in danger of losing their 3rd in the 4-game series to the Giants. Pitch outside. Hitter's count on Raimel Tapia. It's a pretty good road trip for the Rockies. Swept the Tigers after losing 2 of 3 to the Phillies, but still a 500 road trip is quite good. Don't want to lose 8 games at home, though, that's for sure. It's a strike. Count evens at 2 on Tapia. And it's just really tough to put your finger on what has been the issue for the Rockies here at Coors Field. Two-two pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes, and that'll retire the side. We're through 7 innings. 5-1 Giants.
Your attention, please.
Wade Davis will be the new pitcher for the Rockies. 18 2/3 innings, 17 strikeouts, 3 walks. 7.71 ERA. The ERA is slowly coming down. 3.88 against righties, 300 against lefties. Have not seen Tyler Kinley, the closer these days, in a while. Has not had many opportunities to close things out. No save situations for him. Brandon Crawford, 1 for 2, a home run today. First pitch from Davis is taken for a strike. Davis has been pretty good his last few outings, so it'll be nice to see perhaps him continuing that here. Some low-stress situations for him. 0-1 pitch to Crawford is taken low, ball 1. 27,315 here in attendance on a Wednesday evening at Coors Field. We'll not have a broadcast for you tomorrow in the final game of the series, which could be a Giants attempt at a sweep. I've got to say, out of the 3 games, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that we did not bring you, they were probably good choices not to bring you, because they were some real drubbings of the Rockies by the Reds and the Giants. Not very close ball games. 2-1 pitch from Davis is swung on and grounded the other way. Diving is Arenado. He can't get it. Story does, and he throws to first and got him. What a play by Trevor Story. Helping out his teammate Arenado, who dove for it, could not quite reach it. But Story was right there, where he should be to make the catch, make the play. And Evan Longoria will get his first plate appearance of the ball game. Had a good day yesterday at the go-ahead home run in the top of the 9th. And that was all the Giants needed to win that one. 295 on the year. First pitch from Davis here is taken high. Longoria coming in as part of a double switch, taking over at first base. And his next home run will be his 300th of his career. Swinging a foul out of play. 1-1. That was number 299 last night for Longoria. Only the second home run he's hit this season. He might have another opportunity, if not here, tomorrow, to get number 300 here at Coors Field. There's a swing and a line drive pulled foul. 1-2 the count on Longoria. And swung on and fouled back once more. We'll do it again. Phillies beat the Dodgers 3-1. That's a final. Zach Wheeler gets the win. Walker Buehler the loss. Pitched low and away. Count evens at 2 on Longoria. Wheeler goes 6 2/3 innings, strikes out 9. And swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. That is out number 2. Longoria strikes out against Wade Davis.
Second baseman, Wilmer.
And that'll leave it up to Wilmer Flores as the lineup turns over. Flores 2 for 3 on the day. Couple base hits. Final, Cleveland to beat Baltimore 2-1. Zach Plesac gets the win for Cleveland, and Michael Givens the loss, his first of the year in relief for the Orioles. Rays beat the Yankees 6-4. There's a swing and a line drive pulled foul. Tyler Glasnow the win. James Paxton the loss is 5-2 now. Aaron Judge hit his 13th home run of the season for the Bronx Bombers. Glasnow went 7 innings, struck out 7, did not allow a single hit. That was taken out. 8-1 Twins beat the Tigers today. Randy Dobnak gets the win. Spencer Turnbull the loss. He's now 1-7 on the year for the Tigers. Eddie Rosario homering for Minnesota among their offense today. 1-2 pitch coming to Flores. He swung on and lined, fair down the right field line towards the corner. Blackman a long way to get it. Flores does not have great speed, and he will pull in at second base with an easy double for Flores. That is his 5th double of the season. Other scores around baseball right now, it's 2-0 Kansas City over Houston. And in the 5th inning, the Nationals have taken a 5-2 lead over the Angels. It's Eric Thames hitting his 7th home run of the year. Thames now a National after a long time with the Brewers. Steven Duggar takes first pitch high. Davis trying to strand the 2-out double by Flores. Duggar doubled back in the 2nd inning. .312 on base percentage with a .393 slugging percentage on the year for the outfielder for the Giants. 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. Duggar batting a whopping .455 on the year with runners in scoring position. 2 outs and a risk situation here for him against Wade Davis. 1-1 pitch is check swinging to pitch low. Hitters count now on Duggar. Davis comes set. His 2-1 delivery is outside. 3 balls and a strike. Hunter Pence waiting on deck, hoping to get an additional opportunity. And the 3-1 offering is swung on and lifted in the air towards right center field. On the run is Dahl. He's still going back, and now he's got it in range. He makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Pitching around the 2-out double is Wade Davis to put up a scoreless inning. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order is due up for the Rockies. They trail it 5-1. David Dahl leads things off here in the bottom of the 8th. 0 for 3, flat out his last time up. That was in the 5th inning. 273, 333, 459, the slash line for the Rockies center fielder. Sean Anderson out for a 2nd inning of work. 5-1 Giants. And his first pitch to David Dahl is taken high, ball 1.
1-0.
7-2 Miami beat Cincinnati today.
Playing 11.
Sonny Gray getting the loss. 1-1 to Dahl is swung on and missed for strike 2. Jesse Winker hit his 5th home run of the year. Apparently the Marlins can beat the Reds. I don't know who else can. 8-2 Pirates beat the Cardinals. Joe Musgrove getting his 4th win for Pittsburgh. There's a swing and a high fly ball to right off the bat of Dahl, not deep, and Pencil made the catch. Lane Thomas hitting his 3rd home run of the year for the Cardinals. Gregory Polanco, number 7 for the Pirates. Cubs beat the Brewers 6-5. Trevor Story, the batter, he's 1 for 3, base hit in the first inning. 267, 332, 521, the slash line for Story. Nice opposite field single his first time up in this ball game. Rockies running out of outs, and the offense really struggling as of late. First pitch from Anderson to Story is taken for a strike. A 1 pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung on and grounded towards third base. Up with the ball as Sandoval throws to first and gets the speedy Story for out number 2. And that'll leave it up to Charlie Blackmon.
Now batting, the right fielder, Charlie Blackmon.
Blackmon 1 for 3, got a base hit in the 4th inning. His slash on the year, 310, 394, over 500 with the slugging percentage. And first pitch is just a little bit low, ball 1.
1 ball, no strike.
See the ticker at the bottom. Brandon Crawford, who's playing short right now, is 4th in assists in the National League. 1-0 pitch to Blackmon is swung on and pulled towards the first baseman. Longoria makes the play, and that'll retire the side. We go to the 9th. It's 5-1 Giants. And the Rockies will try to keep Pence, Sandoval, and Dickerson off the board and try to have an opportunity in the bottom of the 9th.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Rockies,
James Pazos will pitch the 9th inning. 5.11 ERA, 24 2/3 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, 11 walks. 24th game, 1-0 is his record. 267 against righties, 296 against lefties, the batting averages. Hunter Pence has drawn 2 walks today, has scored a run on the 3-run homer by Pablo Sandoval in the first. Rockies will have Arenado, Murphy, and McMahon due up in the bottom of the 9th. 5-1 Giants. Rockies in danger of losing their 7th straight game. And losing this series. Swinging a ground ball hit towards first base. Nice pick by Murphy, and slipping is Pazos as the throw was a little bit wild. That'll still be an infield single for Hunter Pence, as Jairo Diaz and Tyler Kinley have both started to warm in the bullpen. We take a look at what Pablo Sandoval did against John Gray to kick things off in the first inning at a 3-run shot to straightaway center field. And home runs for Buster Posey and Brandon Crawford later, and we're looking at a 5-1 ball game right now. Giants have the lead. Sandoval 1 for 4 with that homer on the day. First pitch from Pazos is taken just a little bit low. There's Diaz and Kinley. Kinley has not pitched in quite a while. Up in the bullpen, just maybe getting some throwing in. They will be necessary if James Pazos runs into trouble. The 1-0 is taken inside, 2-0. 3-batter minimum this year. Pitchers have to come into a game and pitch to at least 3 batters unless they pitch to the end of an inning. So lefty specialist can be lefty specialist with 2 outs and a lefty coming up. 2-0 pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. Pazos looks towards first base, delivers a 2-1 to Sandoval, and it's swung on and chopped foul. Pazos comes set, looks towards first base, gets ready to deliver a 2-2, and it's swung on and grounded into left field, a base hit. First two aboard for the Giants here in the top of the ninth as they try to extend their 5-1 lead.
The center fielder, number 12,
Alex Dickerson 0 for 4 on the day. Rockies have handled him. Pazos looks at second base, delivers, and a pitch is a strike at the knees to Dickerson. Struck out his last time up, that was in the 7th. 264, 343 on base percentage on the year for Dickerson. It's really done well for the Giants in his second year with them. 0-1 pitch from Pazos is outside. Rocky is still within slam distance, and that's where you want to be. Certainly don't want to give up any more runs to the Giants here in the top of the ninth. Lefty on lefty matchup for Pazos. His 1-1 pitch is swung on and chopped foul. 1-2 the count now. Not quite as briskly played of a ball game as yesterday, as the 1-2 from Pazos is swung on and grounded towards short. Story goes to second for one, back to first, and that is in time. Double play. Did not think they would be able to turn that one, but they did. And now there's just a runner on third with 2 outs. Pazos trying to get around trouble here. It's Pence at third base. It was nicely started by Story on the backhand, and then McMahon was able to get a quick release in time to turn it, and Alex Dickerson grounds into a double play. We'll have a new pitcher. It's Jairo Diaz trying to get the final out. 18 2/3 innings, 22 strikeouts, 13 walks. His ERA at 8.20. Lefties have hit him to the tune of a 4.04 batting average, and it's really been as of late when Diaz has struggled. The last couple outings have been better for him. He's going to face a pinch hitter here.
number 7, Donovan.
And it's Donovan Solano. Homered in the first game of this series. First pitch from Diaz is taken for a strike on the inside corner. 254 overall for Solano. Diaz comes set. His 0-1 offering is swung on and popped in the air to shallow center field. Coming in hard is Dahl. He'll get there to make the catch. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. Arenado, Murphy, and McMahon do up for the Rockies. They trail at 5-1. Trying to get things done will be Wandy Peralta for the Giants, and he has struggled this year. 15 2/3 innings, 13 strikeouts, a whopping 12 walks. See that ERA sits at 9.77. Arenado 0 for 2 on the day. Nolan has been hit by a pitch. That was in the 6th inning. Rockies only scoring 1 run today so far. They trail at 5-1 here in the bottom of the ninth, but hopefully those poor numbers for Wandy Peralta will continue, at least for now. Rockies could sure use it. And the first pitch from Peralta to Arenado is taken inside, ball 1. 95-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball from Peralta. Rockies in danger of losing their 7th straight game and the 3rd game of this 4-game series to the Giants. Pitch outside 2-0. Good start to this plate appearance for Nolan Arenado. Swung on and fouled out of play. Arenado gets his first strike of the at-bat. Turns on it, but fouls it. And it'll have to be a 2-1 offering coming from Peralta. On its way, and that's in there for a called strike. Count evens at 2. Rockies really struggling to get the timely hits, struggling to make pitches in timely situations as well. 2-2 pitch coming from Peralta. Is low, full count. Waiting on deck is Daniel Murphy, 287 batter on the year. 5-1 Giants here in the bottom of the ninth. And the 3-2 pitch is swung on and fouled the other way. Into his motion, the 3-2 pitch is swung on and fouled off. Arenado making Peralta work. This will be at least an 8-pitch plate appearance to kick things off in the bottom of the 9th. Peralta kicks and fires. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Arenado not so sure about that call, but he is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th. Take a look at it one more time. Looked a little bit inside to me, but the final call goes to the home plate umpire. Daniel Murphy will be the batter. 0 for 3 on the day, lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Grounding out in the 6th inning, that's what Murphy did his last time up. 287, 347 on base percentage, and 419 slugging percentage on the year for the Rockies' first baseman. A 1 is going to miss a low. Changeup misses. One delivery is swung on and chopped foul. 1-2 the count on Daniel Murphy. 5-1 Giants here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Rockies trying to claw back. They have not been able to do so very much at all on this homestand. 1-2 pitch is going to miss outside, ball 2. Two is swung on and grounded up the middle. Off the glove of the pitcher, Peralta throws to first and in time to get Murphy, and the Rockies are down to their final out. And Ryan McMahon will be the last hope for the Rockies. 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out a couple times against Drew Smyly, then flied out to deep right center field. He's 0 for 3. Drew Smyly, very good outing today. First pitch here is a strike on the outside corner from Wandy Peralta. The 0-1 is also a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Ryan McMahon, and Rockies, just like that, down to their final strike. The 0-2. Swung on and fouled out of play. McMahon will live for another pitch. Peralta looks in, gets the sign he likes. Into his motion windup 0-2 pitch is swung on and weakly grounded back to the mound. Peralta easily throws to first, and that'll retire the side. That's your ball game. Rockies have lost 7 straight all here at home. 4-game sweep at the hands of the Reds. Now they've lost the first 3 games of this 4-game series against the Giants. We'll see what happens tomorrow. The game will not be broadcast for you. We will have updates on PurpleRow.com. And Kuchner-Kavich of Purple Row want to let you know this game is not affiliated with Major League Baseball, MLB The Show 20, or the Colorado Rockies. Sioux Player of the Game honors go to. Certainly a very good day for Drew Smyly, starting pitcher for the Giants, and facing a lefty for the first time in a while did not help things for the Rockies. 5 runs on 10 hits and 1 error for the Giants. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors for the Rockies. Drew Smyly gets his 3rd win of the year. And the loss goes to John Gray. Smyly, 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 run, no walks. John Gray, 5 innings, 4 runs on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Player of the game honors will go to Pablo Sandoval. He went 2 for 5 with a 3-run home run in the first inning. Buster Posey, 2 for 4, a home run. Wilmer Flores, 3 for 4, had a double and a run scored. And Brandon Crawford, 1 for 3 with a home run. Highlights, whatever highlights there are on offense for the Rockies. Chris Owings had a pinch hit RBI double. Ian Desmond went 2 for 3 with a run scored. Hit off a righty as well, righty and a lefty. Trevor Story went 1 for 4, nice opposite field single in the first inning. And Charlie Blackmon also went 1 for 4. Well, thank you for tuning in. 5-1 Giants is your final score.